What's up, everyone? Welcome into Dodger Heads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. Hope you're having a great Friday so far today. We've got some a fun conversation to have today, and that is Trevor Bauer. So John Boy Media is hosting their own virtual winter meetings, and one of the questions they asked all of their guests was, where will Trevor Bauer sign? Now, they asked 12 people this question. Only one of them said the Dodgers, but the name who did is what I think makes this interesting. Ken Rosenthal predicting that the Dodgers will sign Trevor Bauer. Obviously, a lot of this comes down to what kind of a contract he's going to sign, in my opinion. Trevor Bauer has said in the past that he only wants to sign 1 or 2 year deals for high money. If that's the case, I think the Dodgers very much could be in the running. I think the Dodgers like what they have in Walker Buehler. They like what they have in Clayton Kershaw. Beyond that, it's good, but not great. You've got David Price, hasn't pitched in a year, is getting up there in age. You have Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin, Julio Urias, 3 guys who have the potential to be very, very, very good starting pitchers, but haven't necessarily put it all together. And if you're the Dodgers, you just won the World Series. You know that potentially the window isn't closing, but the number of years you have left with Seager and Bellinger and Buehler and all these other guys all together before you have to start paying some folks might be coming to an end. So I think Trevor Bauer is very much in play for the Dodgers if he's willing to sign a 1 or a 2 year deal. Now, we know the Dodgers have thrown big money at guys like Garrett Cole. That was before the Mookie Betts contract. But I think back to the Bryce Harper saga. Bryce Harper was a guy who was expected to get tons and tons of money. That money never materialized. Late in the process, all of a sudden, the Dodgers are rumored. Well, the offer apparently was something along the lines of like 1 year for $40 million. It was short-term, high money. And if I'm Trevor Bauer and that's what I'm looking for, I can't imagine you would want to go anywhere other than the Dodgers. Now, who is Trevor Bauer? Obviously, this past season, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. When you look at wins above replacement from the pitcher position, he was third behind Shane Bieber and Jake DeGrom this past year. His ERA, 1.73, only trailed Shane Bieber. His strikeout per 9 was third in baseball hop behind DeGrom and Bieber. And so this is a guy that is at the top of his game. Now, if you look at some of the baseball savant kind of sabermetric type stuff, quality of contact, this is one that jumped out at me. The expected weighted on base average, that sounds really complicated, but basically, based on how hard of contact you give up, based on how many people you strike out, and based on how many people you walk, what is the expected on base percentage, essentially? Well, Trevor Bauer was 5th in all of baseball. And you might say, well, big deal, 5th. Are we really going to pay $35-40 million for a guy that was 5th? Keep in mind, he's the only starting pitcher on that list in the top 20. Okay, Shane Bieber is 22nd. The only guy who had more balls put in play against him than 81 was Bauer in the top 20, and he had 158. So he was putting up reliever-type numbers, elite reliever-type numbers over the course of entire games. We know this is a guy that can eat innings. We know this is a guy that wants to pitch a lot. He's competitive. Now, the flip side to all that, he's kind of a strange dude. He doesn't fit in to the box that many people want him to fit into. Would the Dodgers, who have highly valued clubhouse culture and sort of the continuity and community that they've created, would they be willing to bring a guy like Trevor Bauer into that? I don't know. I think there are some common threads. I know he's a big driveline guy. Obviously, the Dodgers are very plugged in at driveline. So if they were to sign him, I think they would have a pretty heavy amount of inside information about how invested he was going to be into becoming part of the clubhouse. I think Bauer wants to win. I mean, I think most athletes do, but this is a guy that wants to play. He wants to win. And so I think it could be a good fit. I don't think the Dodgers are in desperate need of another pitcher, but if there's one spot outside of closer where there might be a quote-unquote weakness for the next year or two, it's starting pitching. I think Dustin May will get there. I think Gonsolin will get there. I think Urias will get there. I think Josiah Gray will get there. Obviously, you've got Buehler, but you've kind of got this window where for the next 1 or 2 years, you don't have a solidified stud in the number 3 role. You have 3 or 4 guys that could potentially be that guy on any day. But imagine being able to add Bauer, who's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Now, I don't know if last year is repeatable. If you go back to 2019, split between the Reds and the Indians, it wasn't great. If you go back to 2018, though, it was. So 2018, 2020 is kind of what you would be betting on. And again, if you could do a short-term deal where the risk is low, I don't see why not. So Ken Rosenthal, again, predicting the Dodgers would sign Trevor Bauer, thinks that's the place it's going to land. Again, this was at John Boy Media winter meetings. The 11 other people that believe the Angels were the most popular choice, a team that's desperate to make moves. So what do you think? Tell us below. Do you want Trevor Bauer if it comes on a 1 or 2 year deal? Again, for me, if I'm having to sign this guy for 5+ years, I'm not that interested, but if I can get him for 1, 2 years, something like 1 for 40, 2 for 75, 2 for 80, somewhere in there, I'd be interested. So let us know in the comments below. As always, check out DodgerBlue.com for the latest updates. Make sure you're subscribed here and ring the notification bell so that if a move like this is made, you'll be the first one to find out. We appreciate you joining us as always. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see you soon.